the attitude that once you got in front of the people, you didn't want to like showcase that because you wanted the people like to take you serious and you didn't want to mess up your opportunity? Is
I
that
did have that. I had that on top of I was doing this for my friend. You know,
mm-hmm.
I always had that in the back of my mind, like, okay, I'm doing this show because my friend said he want 100,000 subscribers, so we finna get this. This is my friend. We finna
Oh, you're
do
talking
it.
about Andario.
Mm-hmm. I was doing it for
Gotcha.
Andario, and so I was like,
Which is
I
the
have
right way
to,
to pronounce his name, Andario. We just you're right. That's the right name. That's the right way to say his name.
And so, like, for me, it was always one. When I moved to Dallas, my mom was like, don't get into no trouble. Don't be fighting because I can't get you out of jail. And I was like, okay, I'm going to respect that. And that's why I did not fight, because I was a fighter. Like, I've always been a fighter because people would take my meekness for being, you know, a pushover or being gullible or whatever. And so when I came to Dallas, nobody knew who I was. I had just came, and it was just like, when I came to Dallas, it wasn't a full year before the show happened. And so it was like, boom, who is this? Because I moved here in 2016 and we started production. I moved here September 2016. We started production on the show February 2017. The show came out just like that. It came out, everything just happened so quick, and I didn't know anything. And so it was like all the girls that were the popping girls in the city, I had asked so many people, hey, could you be a part of the show with me? And everybody was saying no. And then I went and got this cast together, and then boom, history was made. And so for me, it was like, one, I'm the executive producer. I'm putting all my money into it. I'm finding all the people. I'm holding the cameras. I'm directing this. I'm doing the green screens. I'm doing all of this stuff. Then I got to jump in front myself. And so my biggest fear when I first started was, I can't go off because I need these people to still show up because I don't want to be embarrassed. Then as time kind of went on, and then my name started to garner some power or clout or whatever you want to call it, it was, I need them to still come to work because I need them to see the vision that I have for them and what's going on.
Right.
So what people don't realize is that, you know, people love to say a Reesie G EP and Reesie G cast member, regardless of either or, when that red light stopped flashing, everybody still respected me as EP. Nobody never not showed. Nobody never not came to green screens. Nobody ever disrespected me when it came down to the paperwork. None of that. When that camera came on, they ain't like Reesie, because the girl, she's gonna read it, she's gonna be shady, she's gonna do all the things because that's good TV. You know, that's the cross that I was okay with bearing. But when the light went off, they knew, okay, I'm behind this. You don't like me, George? You don't like me? Okay, that's totally fine. But I still have to come to your house. I have to pin this green screen up during the pandemic. I have to ask you all these questions.
No, I'm listening. I'm listening.
You tracking? You picking up what I'm putting down?
Yeah.
I still have a job to do for the sake of, because it grew from me doing this for my friend to me doing this for LGBTQ people, because the show became my activism. The show became the way that I was exposing, because y'all don't understand, like in Dallas, before Chasing Dallas came, there was another show that tried and it just didn't stick. And then this was the first opportunity that we got to see Black gay people or Black people of LGBT culture in Dallas in a way that it looked glamorous. Like it was just fab to be. And it was bigger than me at that point. Like, and I'm gonna tell you when I realized it was bigger than me. And I know we might be getting off subject or whatever, but it was bigger than me when I remember the premiere party for season 1. Didn't think nobody was going to show. We had like 200 people there.
Oh, wow.
It was no promo. And let me tell you how I knew we had 200 people. There was this girl that I had met, and she used to sell these little adult Capri Suns. It was like alcohol, but like, and she said, well, how many people think gonna come? I was like, girl, probably 50 or whatever. Well, she said, well, I got another event I'm gonna go to, so I'm gonna bring like 200 just in case.
She sold them all. Wow.
She sold them all. Then we was taking money at the door. We made like $100 and some at the door, charging $5 to get in. And then on top of that, the little teaser, the little premiere teaser that we had was delayed because we couldn't get it because the Wi-Fi wasn't working. I finally got it, and it brought me to tears. I finally got it from Ontario. I raced downstairs, plugged it in. We showed the first 15 minutes of the first episode.
Mm.
And then everybody stayed. And then when it was over with, everybody left just like that. And I was like, so y'all was really here for something that nobody knew what it was going to be.
Oh my God. I don't know why I want to cry right now.
It was a big moment. Like, it was a very big moment. It was a very big moment for the culture, for the Dallas culture.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And like, when I look back on like the times and the ups and downs of everything behind the scenes that happened and everything, it was all well worth it, because now the street has been paved, the lanes have been drawn, and now do what you do.
I want to talk to you about making the first season of Chasing Dallas, right? And this is where, and I want to get your side. This is where a lot of confusion about who owns the franchise, and was Kevon a part of Chasing Dallas, and what is his relationship, what is Dario's relationship with Reesie G, and what is Reesie G's position in the brand? Why is he now making, why is he now like in a leadership role? Can you make that plain for us from your perspective?
I can make it very, very plain. And I think you're the first person to ask me this question.
Baby, you in the mix. That's what we do over here.
We in the mix, honey. We in the mix with Twixt, okay? So
that's definitely going in the promo. I just want you to know that.
I'm good for one liner. So when Chasing Dallas came about, I was working my little corporate job, and of course, I lived in Dallas. Dario and Kevon lived in Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Kevon got really cool, and we would kiki and talk on the phone and all that stuff. But then when production started, I would call Kevon. I'd be like, hey, what kind of camera do I need to buy? What do I need to do? And and he would never respond back to me. And so I didn't have a relationship with Dario, so I never really reached out to him until like one day I was just like, you know what? I need to know what to do. And so I hit him up and I was like, hey, so what do I do? How do I do this? What do I need to do? And And he was like, okay, well, Google tried this and this and this and this and this. And he was breaking down everything to me. And I appreciated that. And so we started talking often. Like it wasn't 20 times a day, but it was definitely like 8, 9, 10,
mm-hmm.
Because I was telling him, hey, this is what's happening. And like even the story of the season just started rolling. Because at the time I had went to this college out here that's kind of like the equivalent to like Art Institute in Atlanta. And so I'm going, and they got like the big cameras, right? And so everybody is like, what's going on here? Like they thought that I was the girl, and I was just like, yes, eat it. Yes. So they're bringing these big cameras into these clubs and stuff like that. And then so people started talking around the city, and I said, oh, girl. So then that's when all of this stuff starts coming out about the cast members and people feeding me, making these ghost accounts and sending me all these DMs and giving out tea. And so I can remember the very moment that me and Dario got like this. I had sent him, we were talking, but I had sent him this. I said, listen, girl, I said, this dude called me, giving me all this tea about Charles. And I don't know if we should use it or not, or what we should do. And Andrea was like, send it to me. So I sent it to him, and it was juicy. And he was like, oh, we're going to use this. And I was like, well, girl, break it down to me. Like, what we going to do? How we going to do it? What I need to do? And then that's when we had like this, I don't know, it was like a Wonder Twin activate moment of we just connected on production wise. And then we pulled the trailer together, and then over the first line you hear in the trailer is Charles is a fucking fraud. And that was from a recording that I had. And it was like that moment bonded us. And then the show came out, and it was like wildfire. Like it just was crazy. And consecutively, we hit 100,000 views for 4 weeks straight. And it was just like, what the fuck did we do? Like, what did we do? Like, I didn't expect none of that.
Mm-hmm.
And Ondario was like, what did we do? So then I get a text from Kevon, and he was like, so I heard the show going great, and this is before it aired. I heard everything is going good. So, you know, I just want to talk about percentages. And I was like, well, I don't know nothing about that. You're going to have to talk to Ondario about that. He was like, oh, okay, cool. So some time went on. I was like, did he talk to you about like money and stuff? Because I mean, I wasn't really thinking about getting paid or anything. I was just thinking about, you know, this is fun. I'm enjoying it. This is great. And so Ondario was like, I said, do you think that I should, like, he should be getting paid for it? Because I said, well, he said, well, Ondario was like, what do you think? And I was like, well, I mean, we all together, but I don't really know because he didn't really put no money in, and he didn't really say nothing to me throughout this whole process. So I don't think that's fair for him to get something he didn't really help. And she was like, okay, well, I had a talk with him. And so I guess that's the talk happened. And from that moment on, me and Kevon just did not see eye to eye. From then on, we just didn't see eye to eye. And it wasn't like a choice. I thought it was fair because he hadn't sent me any money. He hadn't contributed to anything as far as like production wise. Like when I would reach out to him, he wouldn't say, hey, do this, do this, do this. Like he just was never available. So I didn't see it right as a business person for him to reap benefits off something that he was not really in part of creating. However,
okay,
I did say to Ondario, I said, y'all need to make this a brand. Y'all need to make this something bigger than just Chasing Atlanta, since there's 2 shows. So then Chasing Reality was born, the actual brand. And then that's when all that LLC stuff happened, and Reesie G tried to take over. And I thought it was really interesting during your interview.
Okay, hold on. Before you get into that, hold on
Okay.
to it. Hold on to it tight. Okay, I'm gonna say 2 things. One, this is why when I made that post about Cozy, even when it first came out, and like when I talk about it, I stress to creators the importance of, when you create, having some sort of written agreement, because you never know what you create today will go tomorrow. And it is on being on Chasing Reality, and even like other aspects of my career that I've learned, like if you put something in stone from the very beginning, and even if things are contingent on, if this happens or this happens, this is how we will walk, it will knock out so much drama and confusion in the future, because we already have this in writing. We signed it. This is what we are going by. You know what I'm saying?
I want you to put a pin right there, and I want to say something. If there was paperwork like that in place at the beginning, I would still be with Chasing Reality, and me and Ondario would not have went at odds.
Okay, girl, you just tearing up my whole interview. What does that mean?
I think that, in my opinion, the reason why me and Ondario parted ways was because of lack of respect for each other's positions.
Okay.
And I say that because what started the whole thing was I had submitted some scenes, some material. He called it shit. On top of, we still have a friendship, right? So we friends. So I know what's going on in life. So I mean, I know my friend, excuse me, me and friend would go at it. We would block each other for a couple of days.
Are you a Scorpio?
Yes.
Bitch, that makes so much sense. I don't know what it is about Aquarius and Scorpios that it's like the most beautiful toxic relationship on this earth. So many of my like business partners, friends that I like love when it's going great, but when it's fucked up, it's horrible. It's Scorpios. I don't know what it is about Scorpios and Aquarius. It's when it's good, it's good. When it ain't, it ain't.
Mm-hmm. And with that, the lines of friend and business got blurred, because hands down, no matter what anybody say, Me and that man working together, we made magic on so many levels. Anything that me and him touched together, gold. But it was because of, and I can say now, and I take responsibility for not being able to understand that this is friend time, this is work time. Even though he's not here and I'm working a lot, so he doesn't understand the weight. And I remember one conversation that me and him had, because he asked me a question and he said, do you think if you wasn't producing Chasing Dallas, do you think that you would be in a relationship and have more friends? And I said, yeah, I would, but I'm okay with that. You know, we got a mission. We doing something. So it was like those types of sacrifices. And it makes me a little emotional. But I think that if there was clearer lines between the friendship and the work relationship, and everything was set in stone for us to follow, and on paper, we would have never had, because we would have always had to come back to the paperwork.
Right.
So
I was I think I said this in my chat with Gardini. I was like, you know, I feel like we were all young, you know, in life and our journey, and we all just came across lightning in a bottle, and we became in proximity with so many other beautiful creatives. And you know, it's beautiful because we were able to learn, and I'm pretty sure all of us will move forward with, you know, making wiser decisions. But it's like, it's unfortunate that some of us were not able to like really lock in with each other and really like create and take the things to the next level, because we were so young and so inexperienced and immature and emotional and volatile and catty and messy and shady and doing shit like that. It's very unfortunate. And I do hope that one day, I don't know when the day gonna come, because what we all have contributed to over here, you know, with Chasing Reality is iconic for our community, you know, and nobody will ever take that away, bitch. You know, like everybody that's been a part of this brand, every show, every moment, up, down, is iconic, and it's a part of the LGBTQ plus community. When we were the number one LGBT, probably still is. I ain't did my numbers in a long time. But we were the number one web series in the world for years, before there was a Zeus, before there was a Now That's TV, before all those things. And we give all those girls their credit. I give them to them freely. But before all of that, it was Chasing Reality doing it for years. And I just hope that one day we're all able to come back together in some sort of way and move forward, if that's what God allows. I do want to ask you this. Can it be argued that if it were not for Kevon and Andario creating Chasing Atlanta, that started that channel and gave the foundation for everything else to come, there will be no Chasing Dallas? So whether or not Kevon was involved or not, he should have been given something, because the derivative show now, Chasing Dallas, is standing on the foundation that Chasing Atlanta has provided, that he created. I'm just asking.
So
can it be argued?
It can be argued, but I'm gonna tell you how you end the argument.
Tell me.
So the creation of the Dallas show was by two people, because they put the work in and they created it. That was Andario Abrams and Reesie G.
Okay.
Chasing Atlanta, that's Kevon Burns, and that's Andario Abrams. Chasing LA, that's Andario Abrams and Q. Period. Do I think that he should have gotten something? In hindsight, I think if I would have known what I know now, we could have worked something out, or I would have been able to say, "Hey, you need to do something to help me out," or something like that. But I was just literally younger and just going on and wet behind the ears. Not a producer, didn't go to school for. I was a stylist. I knew clothes, so I ain't know. But it could have been room for him to get something. But like, even I can't remember the guy's name. I don't know if you remember him. He was real tall. It was a tall guy that used to be really close with Sky. Real hot too. He was everything. He even helped me more than Kevon.
Was he the one who had the children with the lady who was on that show?
Yes, him.
Girl, I don't know why I thought that's who he was talking about, but I'm glad I got it right.
Exactly
I don't know his name.
I can't think of his name, and I love him down, but he helped me more than Kevon did. So it was kind of like, you know, the door was
Kevonica,
open,
as we used
but
to say. Kevonica.
yeah, because that's one thing that I agree with. He could pull because they was talking. That boy was fine.
Kevon kept him a man,
He's
and
gonna
all
keep
his
him a
men
man.
was cute, bitch.
He-
Kevon is attractive.
yeah, he's an attractive guy. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, I think that without the creation of Chasing Atlanta, of course, there would be no Chasing Dallas. There would be no Chasing Reality, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that there are still more pieces to the story as to why the depart happened.
Talking about Kevon and Dario.
Yes, and I think that Nico, yes, and I think
Nico!
that Nico,
I never met him. I never met him.
oh baby, you missed out because that is a gorgeous man. Oh my god.
No, girl, I want to party Nico. Clearly. No. I had enough going on when I first came in, but baby, nothing else added to my plate.
Yeah, but that was a good man, Savannah.
Season 1 of Dallas for you. So it's a little foggy to me, but I just remember everybody was like at the reunion was gunning for you. The guy Charles. Did you and Charles have something going on, or you wanted it going on, or?
So because the first person I cast was Premier, because I remember me and Premier, we used to go on Sunday Funday like crazy, and I was like, friend, I think I got this idea. I think that we need to do this, and they gave me an opportunity. Would you be on the show? He was like, yeah, I'll do it. Whatever. He was just like, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
When I first moved here, because I'm the type of girl that's gonna approach.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. I'm so sorry because we just chit chat. Where is Premier? I haven't seen Premier on my timeline in a good little minute. I wonder if we still follow each other. What are he doing? Where he at?
He's around. He was the one who sent me the link to the Gardini interview. I kid you not.
I believe it.
He actually sent me the link. He sent me the link, and he was like, "Let me show you. I want to show you." He sent me it. Oh wait, you can't see, or can you see?
Because you're thinking. Oh no, I see. Okay, now I can see it a little bit. Okay.
He sent me the link. I said, "What's this?" He said, "Your name was brought up quite a lot. It was juicy." I said, "Oh, child, let me go watch." So, but no, Premier's around.
Okay, cool.
He's working. He works like corporate stuff. He's still with Fashionista. He's in a relationship. Okay. I just recently saw him. I want to say about maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago, and we keep in touch. Like we text because he loves my best friend, so we keep in touch.
Okay.
But we don't hang out as much because we don't really party like that when I first moved here. But yeah. But with Charles, I had saw Charles.
Did you and Premier ever date?
No, we never dated. We went on like one date, but I think it was kind of like a little puppy love thing. It was just like, no, girl, this ain't gonna work. We just gonna be good girlfriends. And that's what that was. Charles, I saw him at a club one night and I thought he was so attractive. So I walked up and I was like, and mind you, I got a full beat on. I was like, hey, how are you? He was like, I'm doing good. How are you? And I was like, what are you drinking? And he was like, I can't remember what he said. Let's say cranberry and vodka. He was like, cranberry and vodka. And I was like, okay, cool. I said, are these your friends? He said, yeah. I said, what are y'all drinking? And they was like, cranberry and vodka. And it was like 3 of them. So I went to the bar, bought the drinks. They all got the drinks. And I was like, I find you really attractive. I think you're a very handsome guy. And he was like, well, thank you. I was like, can we exchange info? And then we exchanged, I think it was Instagrams. We exchanged Instagrams. And then that was it. I didn't see him for a while. And we would go back and forth and message a little bit. I mean, I'm a flirt, so I'm going to flirt. But then it just wasn't clicking like that. And so I just paid it. But then I remembered that he did like promo work for the Thick Boy Pride. Mm-hmm. And so I was like, oh, well, maybe he would be a good candidate for the show. So I circled back around. I was like, hey, I'm doing the show. Would you do it? And he was like, yeah. But see, he wasn't around a lot to actually be all into stuff. So when I started getting the tea, I had told him, I was like, listen, this dude hit me up or whatever. He's talking about this, that, like you this, you that. He was like, oh, that's a lie. I mean, that ain't nothing. And so I had already sent the recording to Andario, and Andario had put it in the teaser.
Oh, girl, Andario gonna put it in there.
And so when he put it in there, that just opened a can of worms, and then we would at each other's necks, and he had went live on me. I tried to fight him on the season because I was new. I had took my earrings off, gave somebody my Gucci bag, and I was just like, so what happened?
Oh my God. TTB want to know, did you and Premier hunch?
No, we never hunched. I have never hunched with anybody on any cast of any of these shows. Nothing under the Chase the Reality brand. Now, have I seen some people's nakeds? I have, but I ain't never did nothing with
them. The season 1 reunion, we have B King.
Yes.
B King, who
King,
I always thought B King was like I honestly feel like that first cast of Dallas was a missed opportunity because like B King to me is everything. I felt like Tony Price's story was like one of the best things about season 1 because it was real, it was raw. Yeah.
I think so. It was B King, Tony Price, Premier, Markel, Charles, me. Am I missing something? And Aubrey.
Aubrey. Oh yeah, my Aubrey. God. These are so many memories. Aubrey. Why did everybody hate you? Because everybody was like, Reesie G's doing nasty backbiting shit behind the scenes fucking with all of us. Which is honestly, Reesie, we're gonna talk about it more. That's honestly been like your story with everybody. Like Reesie G is doing all this crazy shit behind the scenes.
So now that I'm not and I'm glad you're asking such the great questions because now I can just be so So
you gonna tell me the truth?
Mm-hmm. Okay,
I like that.
So here, okay. So here's the speech. The girls wanted me to be playing favoritism. That's what the girls wanted. The girls wanted me to be team them and not team everybody else. Mm-hmm. So when stuff started happening, they didn't expect for it to happen, and then all the noise that happened with the show, we didn't expect for it to be such a big thing. So I think that's what kind of took it too, because it was like when Dallas came, we didn't think that Dallas was going to be we didn't think it was going to be a big shake at all. And so with me and Charles fell out because of some off-camera stuff. And then the on-camera stuff, when the teaser came out, he went live on me and he was just talking about how I'm this and that. And then all that got blended. Like his dislike for me off camera came on camera and then it went to the reunion.